I'm not talking about money for Greenland yet. I might talk about that. But right now, we are going to do something on Greenland, whether they like it or not.
Over the past few days, one unexpected idea has quietly returned to American political conversation. Donald Trump, Greenland. At first, it sounds almost absurd, but this isn't a joke, and it isn't new. Search interest around Trump and Greenland has surged again, leaving many people asking the same question they asked years ago. Why does this keep coming back? Why does Donald Trump keep talking about Greenland? And more importantly, what does he actually mean when he does? Here's the real context. To understand this story, the first thing you have to do is separate headlines from reality. No country can simply take another country. That's not how modern geopolitics works. Greenland is an autonomous territory under the Kingdom of Denmark. It has its own elected government, its own political system, and its own voice. International law, NATO agreements, and long-standing diplomatic frameworks make that very clear. So when people hear talk about Greenland, it's natural to jump to conclusions. But this story is not about annexation, and it's not about invasion. It's about strategy. It's about signaling, and it's about attention. To many people, Greenland feels distant, remote, cold, empty. But strategically, Greenland is anything but irrelevant. Geographically, it sits between North America and Europe. That location makes it critical for air routes, missile defense systems, and early warning radar. The Arctic is no longer a frozen afterthought. As ice melts, new shipping lanes are opening. Military planning is shifting northward, and competition among major powers is increasing. The United States has understood this for decades. During World War II, the US established a presence in Greenland. During the Cold War, that presence expanded. And even today, the US maintains military installations there. What has changed is not the importance of Greenland. What has changed is how often it's discussed publicly. Donald Trump does not speak about geopolitics the way traditional policymakers do. He doesn't lead with treaties. He doesn't cite legal frameworks. And he rarely explains nuance. Instead, he speaks in ideas. When Trump mentions Greenland, he's not laying out a detailed policy proposal. He's floating a concept designed to highlight priorities. Those priorities include American influence, Arctic security, and competition with other global powers. Talking about Greenland condenses all of that into a single, striking image. It's not meant to be precise, it's meant to be memorable. And it works. This isn't the first time this idea has appeared, and it likely won't be the last. Every time Trump returns to the political spotlight, older ideas resurface with him. Media outlets revisit them, supporters debate them, critics react strongly. That cycle alone can drive renewed attention. But timing also matters. Right now, Arctic security is receiving more attention than it has in years. NATO allies are reviewing northern defense strategies. Countries are reopening or expanding diplomatic presence in Arctic regions. In that context, Greenland becomes relevant again. Not as a territory to be taken, but as a symbol of strategic importance. From Greenland's perspective, the response has been consistent. Greenland's leaders have repeatedly stated that the island is not for sale. Public opinion surveys show strong opposition to US control. Local political movements emphasize self-determination and autonomy. Denmark has echoed that position. Greenland is part of the Kingdom of Denmark. Any future changes would involve Greenlanders first, not foreign governments. That position has not changed, and it is unlikely to change. So why does this story keep spreading if nothing realistically changes? Because it triggers confusion. Confusion is powerful. When people hear a major political figure talk about acquiring a place like Greenland, it doesn't fit their mental model of the world. That mismatch creates curiosity. People click, not because they believe it's happening. They click because they want to understand why it's being said. Trump understands attention dynamics extremely well, and Greenland is an attention magnet. At its core, this is not a territorial dispute. It's a messaging strategy. By invoking Greenland, Trump draws attention to issues that might otherwise seem abstract. Arctic defense, global competition, strategic positioning, all of those topics are complex. Greenland simplifies them into a single headline. That headline travels fast, and once it travels, reactions follow. Historically, this story follows a familiar pattern. Initial shock, strong reactions, official clarifications, then silence. No legal process begins. No negotiations occur. No treaties are drafted. But something else happens. The public conversation shifts. Attention moves north, and strategic priorities are subtly reinforced. Even though nothing changes immediately, moments like this matter. They shape how people think about geography. They influence how media frames global competition. And they remind audiences that the Arctic is no longer peripheral. In that sense, Greenland functions as a signal, not of intent, but of focus. So when you hear that Donald Trump is talking about Greenland again, it doesn't mean something dramatic is about to happen. It means attention has returned to an old idea. An idea that sounds dramatic. An idea that spreads easily. But an idea constrained by reality. Understanding that difference is the key. Trump, Greenland, and a question that keeps resurfacing. Not because it's realistic, but because it's effective. That's the context, not the noise. Right here.